Hello, I'm Ethan O'Brien and welcome to my game Phoenix. The name of my game is Phoenix. The first reason I called my game this is because the game the character the user uses finds a group called the Phoenix. The first reason they are called this is because they have a group of phoenixes, the bird, that helps them during battle. And the whole game is about that group and being part of the group. The second reason is in the game there's a feature in that you can be the Phoenix that flies above and checks in front of the player. So while you play, you can see if there's any enemies in front of you. I felt that's a very unique name, therefore that's why I chose it. The game platform I've chose to make my game on is PC and PS4. The first reason I've chosen them two is because I wanted a very exclusive game. Therefore, if someone who plays Xbox wanted to play Phoenix, they'd have to buy a PC or PS4 so they could play it. The second reason I chose these two platforms because if someone who played the game on PS4 and really enjoyed it, they could tell some PC games to buy the game. Therefore, the sales of the game will go up, and in the future I'll be able to expand the game and make it even better. I could also make a number 2, which are very exclusive to these two, and you can see this as a unique selling point, as if someone who's heard on Xbox, if someone from Xbox has heard it, how good it is, they'll buy a PS4. The age rating. The age rating of my game is going to be 16. The first reason I've put my game at 16 is because it contains a lot of explicit violence, which can upset younger children. The next reason for my age is 16 is because it contains a lot of bad language throughout the game, and parents wouldn't want younger children playing or hearing this language. The reason it isn't 18 is because there is no sexual scenes, and the violence isn't as bad as it could be, as it's not as gruesome as some games, and the foul language in the game ain't as bad, as there are worse swear words than others. There are two game genres in my game. One of them is action, one of them is adventure. My game is an action game because it's a third-person shooter. There are also a lot of melee combat in the game too. The reason for my game is adventure is because in my game you travel around multiple planets around the solar system and you explore them and trying to find whatever the game asks you to find. The action in the game is all about gunfighting and melee fighting that will go throughout the game, and the adventure part of the game is when you're travelling the universe. However, the game is mainly gunfighting, as you can collect weapons and you'll be fighting the bad guys in the game. However, adventure, you'd be exploring a lot of the planets you're on and multiple planets. The game summary. Phoenix is a first and third person shooter, what is an action and adventure game. It's a game with multiple environments and terrains that contain a large variety of weapons. It also contains a lot of melee combat. You also need to fight enemies with weapons and combat. You also need to travel the universe in a spaceship, which you can personalise and get new ones. There also the story behind. There is also multiple game modes in the game, such as the story, multiplayer, like team deathmatch, capture the flag. There's also something called raids and strikes, which you can play with friends. Everything you can play with friends in co-op. The game outline. The game outline is the enemies in the game come to your world and invade Earth. You become homeless and start travelling away from the city, as it's very dangerous, and if you stay there, you'll die. Your family also have died from this invasion, so your character is very sad and very angry at this point. So you're seeking revenge at the start. You find a group called the Phoenix. These are the main reason of the story mode, as you're in this group for life now. These teach you how to fight with weapons and melee and combat. And after training with them, you travel the universe collecting armor, guns and power to try and defeat the army and the boss. While you travel, you create a dream team that will defeat the enemies. In every planet you go to, you'll find one person that will help you defeat these. But on your In the end, you fight off the whole army and get everyone's home back and become a hero. There will also be a lot of plot twists during this game and a lot of emotional scenes, but very happy scenes as well. Unique selling points: exploring multiple planets, each example caves and unusual buildings. This is a unique selling point because as a game, I personally see a lot of games that you can travel in open world to different planets, explore different terrains, and that sort of stuff. There's also another one is different guns with different damage and powers. There's only one game I've ever played that has this same thing, and that's Destiny. In this game, there are hundreds of guns that you can collect, play with, and they all have different damage. There are 4 different types, and that's common, rare, legendary, and exotic. Obviously, exotic's the best, and common is the worst. If you get an exotic gun, it's very exotic to get, it's very rare, and people want this, and that's what mainly people love to collect. Another unique selling point is the storyline. I personally think the storyline that I've created is very unique and is amazing, as I don't think none other game has ever created a game like this, a story like this, the emotions it makes you feel and all that. An action adventure, yeah, there might be a lot of action adventure games out there, but there ain't ones that how I've done this game. Most action adventures are like your Elder Scrolls, them sort of games where you're staying on one planet, but I feel like moving to different planets in an open world is very unique, and I've never seen it done, especially in open world. The last unique selling point is the different enemies and battles that you'll come against. There are loads of enemies you can fight against. There's not just one enemy you're fighting against. Depending on what planet you're on, you'll fight that enemy. This is quite similar to Destiny, and I've got the inspiration off that game for this unique selling point. Description of the game. My game is about a group of aliens called Trojans, and they invade Earth. You have to escape the city, and then from help from the Phoenix. You find a group of people, and you find these group of people. These people train you up to fight for them, and they ask you to travel the universe to get the dream team to defeat the Trojans, which you'd get. You travel a variety of planets and make your dream team. The variety of planets are the solar system, so from Mercury to Pluto, even though people might think Pluto is not a planet anymore. You come back to Earth and start to fight. Everyone who's part of the team dies, and just you and Real, who is the big boss, the commander of the Trojans, and you end up killing them and completing the game. One of the players. The player I'm going to talk about is Philip. This is the main character. This is the character you are going to play with throughout the game. Philip is a normal guy with just a normal job, but his world gets turned upside down from the invasion of the Trojans. Philip's family has died, and all his friends, and he has no house. So there's only one thing he can do anymore, and that's escape the city for safety. Philip finds a group of people called the Phoenix, and they ask him to help to win Earth back. Therefore, after days on end of training for a battle, he is ready. From being a very jolly and upbeat man, he becomes a very angry and keeps himself to himself. This means that he's very blunt, and his emotions have gone due to how much traumatic things that happened to him the last month of the game. However, after defeating Raoul at the end of the game, Philip goes back to the jolly and upbeat Philip finally. This is because that he's got his revenge, and now he can rebuild his life, even though his family has died. The end goal of the game. The end goal for the player of the game is to defeat the Trojans and Raoul and take Earth back to the rightful people. However, there's more than that. One of the goals is to get the best guns and armor in the game, which people who love to collect stuff, that would be one of their goals. As well as to make the online features easier, such as team deathmatch, raids and strikes. The next is to complete the game 100%, so you get one of the best guns in the game. Because if you complete the game 100%, as on PlayStation, they have a trophy system in your settings. You get 100%, you get the best gun in the game. But the game's goal is just to complete the story legit. No cheats, no hacking or anything. The economy. In my game, Phoenix, there's a currency so you can buy certain things in the game. The currency is called Rahik. You can buy many things with Rahik. The main things you can buy with the guns and armour. The better the gun, the higher the prices will be, obviously. And this is the same with armour and anything else. You're also able to buy accessories for your character. The last thing you can buy for the game are shaders for your character. This so if you've got armour on, you can change the colour of it. You can also buy spaceships, hovercrafts and emotes. Spaceships to travel the universe, hovercrafts so when you're on a planet you can travel somewhere quicker and easier, and emotes just to talk to people over the game, which you're not on if you're not on mic. The general look of the world will differ because every planet in this is a different position in the solar system. Therefore, the planets near the sun will have a red look and feel. These planets are such as Mercury and Venus. The planets in the middle of the arena colour, such as Earth, is green and blue with clouds. You've got ones like a sandy colour. But the planets who are the furthest away from the sun, such as Neptune, Uranus and Pluto, are blue, as they are very cold planets. The levels. On every level you have a description of the top corner of the screen saying what the goal is, and on the minimap will give you an arrow showing where to go. Every time you finish a level, the next level will appear. You do this until you complete the mission. There will also be a different level of difficulty in every mission, so if you are a high level and you want to test yourself, you can put it on a higher level. There are 5 different levels of hardness: easy, medium, hard, very hard and extremely hard. When choosing the difficulty, the game will tell you what level you should be before you start the mission. So if you're level 30 in the game will tell you you should be level 40 if you want to play on very hard. Like that. The network requirements. The network requirements is you need a network connection at all times, as Phoenix is an online game fully. The first reason for this is a fully online game. Therefore, if you don't have a network connection, you can't connect to the Phoenix server and not play any game mode in the game. The second reason is I feel like the online games are the future, and that's what people want to play. As a gamer myself, I love to play online games where I can play with friends constantly, co-op, story mode, co-op, anything, as it makes the game a lot more fun. Why is Phoenix addictive? The first reason for why I feel Phoenix is addictive is because the gamers who love to collect things on games will be addicted to this game from the start. This is because there are over 100 weapons you are able to collect. Some of these weapons are rare and some are not, but the rare ones collectors love to collect, as these are actually rare, as if you get 100% you get the best gun in the game. You're also able to collect shaders and armour. Another reason why I think this game is highly addictive is the feel of accomplishment when you complete a mission. The missions in Phoenix are long and hard, depending on what difficulty you are on. So when you complete, it makes you feel good, as you've put a lot of time and effort in it. Also, in my opinion, and other people's opinions who have asked, the story mode is very well made and addictive. I also feel like the story mode is very unique in how I've made it. The last reason for why Phoenix is addictive is because of the relationship you create with characters. Because my story mode is quite long, you end up getting relationships with characters such as Metal Gear Solid. I've played Metal Gear Solid myself, and other people have, and they say that they've cried at it in emotional parts, and that's what I want to do to my target audience, as that's a good game to me. Why Phoenix should be made? The first reason I think Phoenix should be made is because I think it will make a lot of companies monies, as the sales of the game will go through the roof, as it's an amazing game. The second reason I think Phoenix should be made is because I feel it has a lot of unique selling points, as you can see on my previous slides. The first one is that it's a fully online game, and you don't get that a lot anymore. Not anymore, but you don't get that a lot yet. And I'm a gamer myself, and I love fully online games, as you can constantly play with friends. Another unique selling point is the co-op story mode. In Phoenix, you're able to play with a whole story mode with 4 friends. That's a maximum. You can play with 2, 3, 4, or you can play on your own. This allows a player to enjoy the story and not have hours to play on their own and being bored, because I've done that many a times. And when I've played with friends, it goes past quickly. That might be a good thing, but it's fun as well at the same time. The last reason for why I think Phoenix should be made is because I feel the game could be a landmark for gaming. I think my game will change gaming forever. Every game will turn into online, fully online, an open world, because I love open worlds and I know a lot of people love open worlds as we love freedom in games. Thank you for watching and listening.